Listen carefully. Not just to what I'm about to say, but to what you've been feeling. That quiet confusion. That moment you stared at your phone. Delivered, no reply, again. And you told yourself, maybe she's busy, maybe I'm overthinking, maybe I just need to be patient, but deep down, something didn't sit right. Because you did everything right. You were respectful. Consistent. Available. Emotionally present. You didn't disappear. You didn't play games. You didn't manipulate. And still, she drifted. Still, she chose someone who barely tried. And you were left wondering. What did I miss? The truth most men never hear, it's not that you weren't good enough. It's that you were operating without understanding the full picture. Men who follow rules without understanding psychology always lose to men who understand dynamics. Not because they're better, but because they're aware. And if this feels personal, good. That means you're ready to see what most men never do. The type of man who struggles most. You're not careless. You're not clueless. You notice patterns. You remember details. You think before you speak. You give more than you take. And you believe something that sounds logical. Consistency creates security, and security creates attraction. On paper, that makes perfect sense. But in real life, it quietly destroys desire. Not instantly, slowly. While you're still trying, still investing, still believing effort will pay off. But attraction doesn't reward effort the way you think it does. The hidden gap that changes everything. Let me ask you something uncomfortable. Have you ever felt like she trusts you? She talks to you. She relies on you. But she doesn't want you? Not deeply. Not instinctively. Not uncontrollably. That gap between emotional connection and real desire. That's where most men lose, without ever realizing it happened. The 7 shifts that flip the dynamic. 1. Desire beats admiration. Most men admire. They compliment. They praise. They keep things safe. But attraction isn't built on safety alone. When you treat her like something fragile, her guard drops. And when her guard drops too much, desire disappears. Because desire needs tension. It needs something that feels alive, not predictable. The men she remembers don't just admire her. They feel her. They express desire without hesitation. Not needy, not desperate. Just certain. 2. Predictability kills curiosity. If she can predict you, she stops thinking about you. Same texts. Same timing. Same energy. That's not stability. That's monotony. The brain craves curiosity. It wants to wonder, to question, to anticipate. When you reveal everything too early, there's nothing left for her to discover. And without discovery, there's no emotional investment. 3. Agreement creates invisibility. Always agreeing doesn't make you likable. It makes you forgettable. When you constantly say, "You're right, I'm okay," with anything, whatever you want, you remove contrast. And without contrast, there's no spark. Strong men don't argue aggressively. They simply stand in their perspective. Calm. Grounded. Clear. I see it differently. That doesn't work for me. That's not conflict. That's identity. 4. Tension is the missing ingredient. Most men operate in a safe mode. Friendly. Polite. Predictable. But attraction doesn't live there. It lives in subtle tension. In eye contact that lingers, in pauses that breathe, in moments that aren't rushed. When you slow down, she leans in. When you stop filling every silence, she starts feeling it. Tension isn't about saying more. It's about holding back, just enough. 5. She must feel your absence, not logically. Emotionally. If you're always there, always available, always responding instantly, you become easy. And what's easy is rarely valued. This doesn't mean playing games. It means having a life. A life that doesn't pause just because she texted. Because a man who can walk away is a man who feels powerful. 6. Direction creates attraction. Indecision is silent weakness. Where do you want to go? I don't know. You decide. That energy kills momentum. Leadership doesn't mean control. It means clarity. Let's go here. Meet me at this time. Simple. Direct. Grounded. When you decide, she relaxes. And when she relaxes with trust, attraction builds naturally. 7. Your validation must have weight. If you praise everything, your words lose value. You're amazing. You're perfect. You're incredible. At first, she enjoys it. Then, she expects it. Then, she stops feeling it. Because the brain adapts. What's constant becomes invisible. Real attraction comes from selective validation. You don't compliment everything. You acknowledge what matters. And when you do, it lands deeper. The shift that changes everything. None of this is about tricks. None of this is about pretending. This is about identity. Because the moment you stop asking, how do I make her want me, and start living from, I know who I am, everything changes. You stop chasing approval. You stop overthinking responses. You stop reacting to every small shift. You become stable. And stability is rare. Final truth: attraction isn't something you create. It's something you reveal when you stop abandoning yourself. You're not here to chase. You're here to choose. You're not here to prove your worth. You're here to live it. And once you truly understand this, you don't move louder. You move differently. Calmer. Sharper. Unshakable. And here's the part most people won't tell you. When you change like this, some people will fall away. Not because you lost value, but because they benefited from the version of you that lacked it. That's not loss. That's alignment. If this didn't just motivate you, but made something click, then you've crossed a line. You won't see things the same again. You won't move the same again. And that clarity, that quiet control, that inner stability, that's where real power begins.